Hello, Laree Art here with the Taurus Art Oracle read. I'm using the iPad Pro 12.8-inch screen and the Procreate app, using element brushes for the reading and using the Zodiac's colors as well to portray the feeling and the vibe for the Tauruses. Sorry I'm doing it late, but sometimes it's better late than never. But anywho, on with the reading. So the first one that I did, I put it in layers as well. So this is the Flourish brush, and this is what I came up with. So I had the feeling to pick like light green, and from this it's be lighthearted, like the heart chakra. So remain lighthearted, and green is tied to abundance, assets, resources, so prosperity as well, and the flow of money and currency. So just focus on have a money mindset and your abundance, your growth, and any creative endeavors that you can use to bring in passive and active streams combination. So not just actively working a job or a position, but also being able to generate money while you sleep. As you see here with the horns, they're kind of like blunted. So this is maybe having to rest when needed. You're always on the go, on the charge, and just maybe slow down a little bit, pace yourself better. Sometimes it's not necessarily slowing down, it's just having a much more steadier pace. But it depends. There's so many Tauruses, so do what works for you. It also means you've worked hard and will see fruitfulness. So, it's not in vain. And don't let people or circumstances get you to react the way they want you to. Your horns don't always have to be sharpened in every situation, but they don't have to be blunted to the point where you ignore certain things or feel like you can't stick up for yourself. However, still remain slow to anger and mind the business that's paying you. And again, create opportunities for yourself through passive and active income sources. And just, be ready, be mindful and whatnot. But yeah, so this is the light green and the Flourish brush that I used in Procreate. And also you have the peak here, the tip here, so both sides. So remaining balanced between the two aspects of yourself, or depending on spiritual belief, a yin, a yang, polar opposites and things like that. And just having your defense, aware, but not necessarily always too hyper to the point where you can't get the rest you need and or deserve. So the next one is the Volcanic Ash brush. You'll see here, I activate the layer. And that is the Volcanic Ash Procreate brush. And the color of the zodiac signs, of this zodiac sign, colors that can be used are green, yellow, orange, and pink. So this next one is pale gold, like a yellow pale gold color. And this is the Volcanic Ash color from the color palette I have. And this can relate to the blunted horns as well. Don't let others' jealous tendencies and temperament make you overreact, because this also pertains to the solar plexus chakra, which means you may need to rest and recharge your fires, because the solar plexus chakra is the element of fire. And to also don't dim your successes and skill sets to make others feel better about themselves. And the ash is a yellow and pale golden color. So from ash brings forth new opportunities for you to plant seeds, to grow things in the short term, midterm, and long term. Always planning ahead of time, but still being able to do things on different levels, many levels. So you always have a steady flow of income coming in, because everything from the short term is going to pay off now. Midterm, it takes a little longer, and the long term will just make you prepared for things to come as cycles rotate and whatnot. It's like planting a tree, but already having trees available and ready. So by the time those resources are low or exhausted, the next set in the different cycle will be ready, and you'll always be fruitful from planning ahead of time. Being mindful in the present moment, but still being able to plan for like future generations, or even the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years from now. Let's see. So slow process is still good progress. It can be involved in that, like I just said. And what came to me is a heart of gold is the hard worker and giver. So you're not stingy, and you're able to incorporate others in your successes and stuff like that, the fruits of your labors. Just be mindful that you don't overgive and don't give to the wrong people, and make sure there is reciprocity in your circles. And for artists and creatives out there, maybe incorporate in your paintings or drawings or backgrounds or interior design or any form of decorating and planning you do, use the color gold or use gold foil in your pieces for an immaculate artistry. So maybe something about gold, like look up the properties of gold or the color yellow. Maybe wear some gold jewelry. Or other versions could be like brass and things like that. So for example, I have this bracelet. It's not gold. It is copper, zinc and nickel, and brass. It's very good to absorb the qualities and effects of the bracelet because of the material. Copper is anti-inflammatory, and your body does need a percentage of copper that you may only probably be able to get from supplements. Same as brass. It's good to drink out of copper, brass, and like zinc cups maybe, and utensils like silver as well. And like, yeah, anything that incorporates the natural aspects of Mother Earth, basically. I also wear like gemstones and things like that. But maybe you should incorporate certain things in your daily life and daily endeavors. So the next layer is called smoky quartz. And this is the bull ring and electric current and currency flows. So your flow state is coming from the sacral chakra and like the sacred energy of your being, and maybe your belief systems as well. Can be tied to any memories and current events happening in the world or in your neighborhood. So like micro level would be anything really in your vicinity and community. And yeah, macro would be more like your city as a whole, your state as a whole. Global is your country, but also incorporating other people, because there's the internet and billions of people or millions of people use the internet daily. So if you're a content creator, you may be You may be well known even outside of your own territory, like the bull, the Taurus, territories, territorial, your homestead, your pasture, your comfortability, and getting out there, like getting yourself out there. And there's probably a lot of current events happening pertaining to Tauruses, or like any heavy, strong placements of Taurus in your chart, if you believe in certain things like that. Let's see. So keep track and be mindful of safety of your environment and your circumstances. Use this energy in hobbies of abundance and protection for yourself as well. Creating a cash flow from your pains or your memories, and using it to clear a safe path for yourself. So the more resources available to you, you're able to secure the things you need to feel safe and to build your homestead up. So like security cameras, fencing, self-defense training, self-defense weapons and armors. I'm a collector myself, and I've seen other people's collections and prowess, and it's good to invest in yourself. And it's also, once you're capable, being able to extend that to people in your community, people within your circle, so that you can all feel safe, protected, and abundant, and be fruitful and successful and safe in life. And this is the smoky quartz. So like smoke is like etheric type of matter. It's not physical, it's not solid, it's not liquid, it's a gaseous type of thing, so it's like you can go through, see through it, go beyond it, like maybe some like pertaining to your spiritual work. Also, smoky quartz is a gemstone, and it's a dark brown color, but it's translucent. So being able to be protected by being veiled through dark colors, but dark not necessarily meaning bad or evil. Like black and brown are very protective colors and earthy colors, because you can't see underneath like the earth. It'd be black if you go like further down. And just like in water as well. Like when it's pitch black, you don't know, only way you know you're in underwater or underground is by feeling your surroundings, like using your senses, seen and unseen, to perceive your environment and whatnot like that. And like the electric current and currencies of different things like gemstones and other people, everything gives off a frequency, even the planet Earth. That's how animals navigate and use their instincts. Humans don't call it instinct, we call it everything but instinct, because we tend to separate ourselves from anything that's not human, when in fact we're not separate from nature, we're a part of nature. And I think once people believe and actually start knowing this, a lot of deforestation wouldn't happen so frequently, and extinction and endangering of others on the planet, we'd be more mindful of it. At the end of the day, when there's certain beings like bees and other things taken out of the food chain or like habitats, we'll force ourselves into endangerment and eventually extinction, which is possible because it's happened to other creatures. I know there's also like, population like controls and, Mother Earth or like the planets, like adaptability. So having to adapt to the environment, and if there's too many predators versus prey or vice versa, nature tends to find a way to balance the shifts despite what we do. So some people don't care about the environment because a lot of the times Mother Earth always finds a way to balance out certain things. While others are more mindful because you don't want to go into like an overdoing of things where you try to outpace or like go past the natural balance of things. So go with the flow, pace yourself depending on your energy, the energies around you, and the energies that influence you. Don't let life grab you by your bull ring. So if it does bull forward, don't pull away. You'll only like hurt yourself. The ring will be like ripped out. So in self-defense, that's like if anybody grabs a hold of you, like your hair or jewelry piece, don't pull away. It's more painful and you give the other person the advantage. So push into that person and lock up, hem up. Depending on your martial arts form, you can clinch, you can grab, you can wrestle. If it's a life and death situation, where I hope it never gets to that, you are already probably trained to know what to do in those circumstances and cases. And also, it's not a bad thing to yell for help or like get loud. Like if someone's bothering you or you're outnumbered, scream, yell, and just do what you gotta do to get out of that situation. Like, besides like fighting, wrestling, there's also like, they call it like online, I've heard like dirty fight techniques, like pinching, scratch, dig, bite. It also depends on your situation, and I don't want to take the reading into that element or like that topic. But as a bull or as like a Taurus placement, big 3 or sun sign, rising moon, or wherever it is in your chart, or whatever your circumstances and situations are in life, because it doesn't have to pertain to just Taurus placements. It can pertain to just real things happening in real life. So yes, blunted horns can still defend. Blunted horns can still defend. Blunted weapons can still defend. It's better than nothing in a lot of circumstances, to at least have something rather than nothing, or some type of training when unarmed. Active outlets can quell anger, like walking, jogging, weightlifting, and martial arts. So if you like stuff like that, get into it. It's quite the investment, and that's like a long-term investment. It'll pay off if someone wants training, and tips and stuff like that. So that's more like a long-term resource of like asset income flow. Passive ways, like more inactive ways, would be like drawing, creating, painting, crafting, playing an instrument, singing, gaming, streaming, picking up a hobby, and like learning language and stuff like that. Like try to incorporate things that like within each category. So have a few things, 1 or 2 things or so in short term to get you some money right now, like active income, an active job. Mid and long term is more teaching yourself to become an asset with your different skill sets you attain and pick up. And it's always good to create content, even if you feel like you quote unquote suck at gaming and stuff like that. It's still good to still stream and track your progress, because you know, people tune into you years later like, oh my gosh, you're so amazing, you're a pro. Like, but then it's like, you know, if you go back some years into like the older postings of videos, you would see like the progress. So like you would encourage other people, and like it's very encouraging and inspiring for other people to see where people started, or like where they came from, or how they got to be, and that they weren't always a pro or always an expert, you know. So you'd be encouraging and uplifting people to like also get into the same thing or same things that you're doing. So the next one is wheatgrass. So I picked pink for it. Like I felt the need to go in a certain order. So like green, yellow, gold, orange, and then the pink. So, and I think that's how I looked it up as well. Like those colors just came in different order. But figuring out like an improv or like a flow or like intuitive way of using each color for portraying the Taurus placement. So wheatgrass, I did different pinks, different gradients and shades of pink and tints, because when you add white, it's tint. When you add black, it becomes a shade. So what I got from this is soothing with self-love, self-soothing through remaining safely hidden in your pasture. So you probably like solitude, territorial, and you don't really come out of your shell that easily, and you're very cautious when it comes to your environment and the people in it and the circumstances within that environment. Being yourself in solitude brings you peace. So you might be a gamer, or you have activities and hobbies that really don't take you too far outside of your solitude and your home, or wherever you may stay, or wherever you call home. So a lot of it doesn't take you too far outside into being like extroverted or like very talkative and things like that. So it's not about the quantity of people in your life or your circumstances and stuff like that at times. A lot of it is like the quality of people, the quality of your surroundings, the quality within the settings you choose to be in. And loving others through barriers and boundaries. Being able to shield and protect what you've worked hard on and worked hard for. So again, there's nothing wrong with protecting yourself and respecting others, but also wanting to reciprocate. You wanting people to reciprocate the love you give and anything else that you're willing and able to give. And it's okay to say no, and it's okay to receive the word no from people as well. So like, no one goes past your boundaries, and so you reciprocate that. And that's like showing there's more than one way to say and show that you love someone, because that word gets used too frivolously and too lightly. So like love isn't just intimacy or like PDA. It's little things like buckle your seatbelt. Did you eat today? Did you get enough hydration? Wake up, you're going to be late for work. Or, did you get sleep? Do you feel rested? Did you make your doctor's appointments? Hey, don't be late for class. Or, there's other ways. They're like, hey, I left some snacks, like a snack pack for you. I made food for you. Like, I don't want to like repeat because I can't remember what I just said. But there's so many different ways to display that you care about people, not just with words, but in actions. And I believe in right words and right actions. And when you can't do the right words and actions, to be able to reflect and to communicate with others so that things can be made to like be understanding, comprehensive, and be on the same page and understanding and whatnot. So there's that. And others' intentions are important to know. So there has to be some forms of transparency and talking and communicating, especially if you're going to be around people and in the environment. And if those people mean a lot to you, or you mean a lot to them, and to build bonds and stuff like that, you do need to communicate and whatnot. So depending on who it is, circumstances and stuff, just use your discernment when bringing people into your circle, and discernment and judgment in maintaining circles. And the ones that have stayed the longest and y'all been getting along pretty well, and there hasn't been too many indiscrepancies or things that just call for like having to split ways, like the fork in the road, then those are pretty good people that you should keep around. Or, you know, if they're assets and essential and you made yourself an asset and essential, then go from there, because you don't want to be mistreated or misused, and neither do other people. So be mindful and have mindful people around you as well. And like I said, it's okay to protect yourself. It's okay for other people to protect themselves. Don't let anyone tell you different than that. And get to know your surroundings and the people in it if you can. I know some people probably don't know every neighbor or every person in their apartment building complex or within the vicinity, or like any shopping networks or like malls and stuff like that, and stores. But it's okay to say hello and whatnot, and you know, just be yourself. Like, be friendly, say hello, be kind, be cordial, be thoughtful of other people in the environment while you're in that environment. The pink wheatgrass also gives the temperature of a bright hot white type of flame, from like grass to flame. So like, be mindful, like if you need insurance on anything or anything that's not fireproof, maybe you should be mindful of that, or any type of insurances you might need. And temperament. So the temperament of others and yourself, and knowing when it's okay to like split up and do the fork in the road, or at least give people time to, I don't know, go use a water element to calm down or whatever, or to have an active or passive outlet to help facilitate calming down. Let's see. Any in your territory without your permission will be warned. It's okay to tell people, hey, no. No is a sentence. No means no. No means no, and it doesn't need an explanation. When people like, well, why? You don't need to explain that, because a lot of times people want you to explain so that they can counter it, so that they can argue about why you should let down your guard and to take the no back, or why they want to feel justified in still pushing forward anyway. And that's not okay, because they wouldn't want that done to them. So, you know, it's about being mindful. And a lot of people don't like reciprocity and don't like the word no. And those people, you should probably put that fork in the road. And it's okay to defend your homestead and the persons which reside within it. So your pasture, it's okay to, like your territorial, it's okay. It's things you've worked hard on to attain. So, you know, be mindful. Maybe get cameras, a guard dog, an alarm of sorts. You know, some people are light sleepers and whatnot. So if you are, you know, still you want rest. You don't want to have to feel like you always gotta like pop up because somebody wants to like cross your boundaries and stuff like that. So it's okay to build safeties and precautions within and outside the home. And maybe add bright splashes of color in art projects or your interior of your home or in your garden. Like the pink wheatgrass looks pretty cool. Like you can get cherry blossoms. You can get pink flowers or more greenery, like different shades of green going. Get some orange flowers, or just anything like, I don't know, bring in some like variety within your garden, within your home, within your practices, within your artwork, like anything like that, you know. So, and maybe try one color against like a monochromatic or like achromatic background. So like using the gradients from black to white with the gray, but adding a splash of color in there using a Taurus zodiac sign color. So, I mean, that sounds fun and it looks like it could be fun. That actually makes me want to like turn this black and white and then try to like just add a splash of just one color. So I might do that. I might, after I post this, I might do something like as a shorts video to like portray another like, art piece of Taurus. Sorry, my stomach growling. I gotta get something to eat again. Tauruses love to eat. I know that for sure. Like a lot of us can be foodies, or just like the placement in general might be foodies, or like depending on that aspect or that placement, maybe it's a sign that you need to like focus on that and see if there's a hunger there, if there's something that needs to be brought into fruition, or something that is starved, or something that needs an improvement within that placement on your chart, whether it's your sun, moon, rising, or anything else, and like see if there's something that's lacking within that area, wherever the, like even the house, toward like the second house. Maybe there's something there to work on, or maybe there's too much and you filled it too much, like an abundance or a surplus. So like maybe you need to focus on other areas of yourself and aspects of yourself. So like switching and going back and forth between talents and skills and hobbies you have. Like if you're an artist, well, like for example, Duolingo, learning a language. So you can art, you can learn a language, maybe pick up an instrument, walking, doing something pertaining in that aspect as an example. But if it pertains to anything else that's outside of what I said, because I don't know everyone's like placements, charts, and needs and circumstances. So maybe even if you don't go by charts and stuff like that, go by things that you deem more practical, more seen, instead of having to look up certain things pertaining to like zodiacs. Also, there are more than just the standard horoscope and zodiac signs. There's like, I once looked up like, which type of tree are you, not which type of zodiac sign you are. So like, depending on your different signs, you might be a certain type of tree within a certain other type of belief or system of doing certain things pertaining to astronomy, astrology, occult sciences, and mapping out stuff planetarily. So that's really all I had for the Taurus zodiac reading, art oracle reading, Laree art. So yeah, this is the art oracle reading as Laree art, and I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day. Don't realize what time it is right now, but it's still early on in the day. So I hope everyone has a good day. And for other places, have a good day, afternoon, evening, or night. And bye.